Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. All right. In all the post-mortems about the Durham report, there's one crucial question that has not yet been asked. How do we keep the FBI out of the next presidential election? And the CIA, and the Justice Department, and for that matter, the whole left-wing rat's nest known as the Washington, D.C. swamp. Because if something dramatically doesn't change, they're going to do it again. I mean, just the other day, the Justice Department ordered the IRS investigating team to stop looking at Hunter Biden's tax fraud schemes. In other words, a cover-up. In other words, a cover-up to protect and re-elect Joe Biden. In other words, they're doing it again. Let's be clear about this one. Merrick Garland, the hyper-politicizing attorney general who takes his orders from Joe Biden, is covering up a massive scandal of Hunter Biden's tax evasions and all these family and friends, LLCs, getting money from China, Ukraine, Romania, and Lord knows where else, and channeling some of that money to, first, the vice president of the United States, one Joe Biden, and now the president of the United States, the same Joe Biden. Now, this bribery pay-for-play scheme has not yet been proven, okay? I get that. These are allegations. I get that. But I do think most Americans have come to believe in the worst-case, sleaziest political outcome of this story, and with good reason. And if folks are focused on the Durham report, they're going to be even more cynical. The left-wing Democratic-run D.C. swamp is at it again. So the question is, how will this be stopped? I don't want to destroy the FBI because we need law enforcement. I don't want to destroy the CIA because I believe we need a top-flight spying agency. But I do want to change everything about both of them. I mean everything. Personnel, structures, rules. I want to get back to what John Durham advocated in his report: strict fidelity to the law. Now, thinking out loud about this, I think we're going to need a thoroughgoing house cleaning of personnel. You know, as a young man, I worked for Ronald Reagan. And Reagan and his senior-most advisors used to always say, personnel is policy. So you need a bunch of first-rate A-team players who understand the ideas of virtue, fidelity, the rule of law, and faith in America. Get rid of all the two-bit political dirty tricksters that have been running these agencies and subverting our entire democracy. Of course, a re-elected Joe Biden will never do it. It is possible that a new Republican in the White House could do it. Is it Trump? Is it DeSantis? Others? Look, I'm not smart enough to know who would be the best to clean house. But my vision is it will take a strong president to completely repopulate these corrupt agencies. You know, it used to be that law enforcement people were conservatives. I mean, the FBI is essentially a high-level police force. They used to be governed by a conservative culture. But now, and I guess in recent years, for some crazy reason, the police culture at the FBI has turned liberal, very liberal. I mean, they're pushing Hillary, they're pushing Obama, they're pushing Biden. Not tough enough. Law enforcement type. These people are not going to be tough. How did this liberal culture get inside the FBI? I don't get it. Remember from the Durham report, the entire Russian collusion hoax was a complete fabrication from a Hillary Clinton campaign plan to subvert Donald Trump in 2016. As Durham reported, there was never any actual evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Never any evidence. Then, in the next election in 2020, you have all these retired CIA intel types with this Gang of 51 letter that denied the Hunter Biden laptop ever existed, and they called it a Russian disinformation campaign. Even though, of course, the FBI was in possession of the Hunter Biden computer starting as early as December 2019. And the FBI lied and the CIA lied. And this little political scheme was put together by a guy named Anthony Blinken, who is now the Secretary of State, who made his way up the greasy political pole by lying and concocting his dirty little political tricks. Candidate Biden didn't know? Really? Of course he knew. He used this to get through the second debate. And polls suggest that if people knew about the Hunter Biden laptop and all the corruption in that laptop and the fact that the FBI and the spy world covered it up, well, then enough of them would have voted differently and might well have reelected Donald Trump. There's a lot of polls that suggest this. So I'm just saying, in 2016 and 2020, and now in 2024, what you have is the backbone of American law enforcement and national security intelligence spending their time trying to throw elections to their favorite left-wing Democrats. This has to be stopped. So I'll conclude. Save America. Throw these bums out. All right? That's my take. That's my riff.